Hello and welcome to Lounge Podcast, a weekly show that brings you news from the world of music, movies, art and culture. My name is Chanpreet Khurana and I'll be talking to indie musicians Adil Manuel and Vasundhara Vidulur. Adil and Vasundhara have been working together since 2009 and they've now finally launched their first full-length album, Ampersand. They're currently on tour to promote their album and we caught up with them to talk about how they compose their music, how they divide up the work and about Adil's guitar obsession. Adil and Vasundhara, welcome to Live Mint Podcast.
Thanks, Chanpreet.
Wonderful. So you've been working together now for about 4 years. If you could describe briefly, how you compose a song. Do the lyrics come first or the tune, or is it just an idea that you begin with?
Well, we don't have any set rules for writing music. Sometimes the music comes first and we both think of music very visually. So sometimes the music comes first, sometimes just the title of the song comes first, like Tweak Funk. We named a song and then everything else followed from there. And well, the very first song we wrote, which is Waking Hours, the lyrics came first and Adil responded to that. So there are no rules as such.
If you could talk about your work relationship, is one person more bossy or more organized than the other?
We are very different people. Adil loves to reach out to people, so he makes most of the phone calls and he's more into, meeting people and stuff, while I am more into the writing work and accounts and all that. All the back-end stuff I handle, and Adil is more outgoing one, so he deals with all the talking and all.
But we switch roles too, so again, there are no fixed rules here.
If you could talk about your relationship with your Gibson guitar.
When I was in school, I'd have these posters of Gibsons on my wall and on my cupboard and all that stuff, and I never dreamt that one day I'd be asked to endorse. 4 years ago, I think, there's this festival that happened, in Delhi called the East Wind Festival.
Right.
And Hina Kriplani from Gibson Guitar India, she got in touch with me. She said, "Hey, would you like to endorse Gibson guitars?" And I was stunned.
Right.
On the day of the gig, just before the sound check, what I thought was supposed to be a meeting with her, I headed to her hotel and she wasn't there. She had left a message. So basically, I got there, I asked for her, and these guys at the reception pulled out, an Angus Young custom shop guitar, which is worth an insane amount of money.
Right.
So that's how our relationship kicked off,
So how many guitars do you own currently?
I have 4 Gibsons. See, right now, currently, I have a total of 16 guitars right now, but
Wow.
that's a small number according to me.
Okay. 16 that you've
small number.
collected over the years?
Yes, in fact, I had more early on. I think I had 23 early on. So I've sold some, but it's a very small number. If you look at serious guitar players outside and all, 50 is when you start getting somewhere.
Wow.
So, yeah, I plan to get there.
Right. So you're 1/3 of the way about.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but Adil is obsessed with pedals, and he has many more pedals than he has guitars, and sometimes we run out of space, not knowing where to keep them. In the morning, he's going to go surfing for pedals and stuff. You have no idea.
I'm not obsessed. It's just like a passion for me. Most people own many guitars here, will keep them, but I use them. Everything is it's well used, well oiled. Everything is, there for a specific purposes.
Right. So, Vasundhara, if I can ask you now, the inspiration for some of your lyrics.
Well, I don't know. A lot of the songs on the album were written, but the process was kind of reversed for a lot of the songs, though not all. So when we were writing Pinocchio Times, it was entirely inspired by the city and by the period of time when we decided to quit commercial work and just, take the plunge. And our music kind of started paying all our bills and we had nothing to be scared of eventually. So Pinocchio Times, it just talks about how we are pushed through most of our life till after college. And we all end up wanting the same thing because, we aren't given any free time to think and to decide what we want to do and stuff. So that's how it started out. And we could see when musically the song was evolving during the jams, we could see assembly lines and we could see little puppets. And that's how it came. We elaborated on that image.
Okay, what next for Adil and Vasundhara now that you've also covered this milestone of a full album?
Yeah, like a break for sure, because we've had our hands full. In fact, we still have our hands full. And it's great because, the hard work is paying off. We're making headlines in the right places. The right people are calling us for sure. And even before the album, many good things did come our way, like the Doers that happened.
Right.
TEDx, we did like a small thing there. We did many other things that kind of propelled us in the right direction. So right now we'll just promote the album for like say a couple of months, and maybe head out. Not too sure, but hopefully to Europe and try doing something there, some gigs or something. A small break as well, and then come back and write new material.
Super. If we can persuade you to end this podcast with a song.
Okay, so we'll do this one. It's called Not Just Another Blues. And on the record, it has Louis Banks playing piano. This is the main podcast version.
Am I in one place than I expected? How can my soul to be by the way to remind before they even dawn on me? Is this just another blues, or is it me imagining things like we on no chance and life, and though the world may look like I have never been to see a place like this in my life. Well, I can lay down knowing you're right by me. We're sitting sleep when my world seems to be burning down. The ground shakes, the sky is up, and the storm I knew that took me through to hell and back. Feel like it's just so dark gray mountain yard. This is no ordinary, no ordinary, no ordinary love, baby, and no ordinary blues. And though I may look alike, I have never been to see me. I've never seen me like this before.
Thank you. That was really beautiful.
Cool.
Thanks so much. You were listening to Adil on guitars and Vasundhara on vocals. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Adil and Vasundhara will perform at Speak Easy in Gurgaon on 30th April, which is also International Jazz Day. To know more about the band, log on to www.adilvasundhara.com or visit their Facebook page. Their album Ampersand is also available on flipkart.com and oklisten.com. Thanks so much for listening to our weekly podcast. Do write in to us at feedback@livemerge.com.